What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time. It's your boy Mansa here again with another different kind of collection video. So, with all the talk around Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 coming out and things like that, I kind of wanted to change my collection up a little bit, or like make it more unique and add some things that you probably don't see every day. So what I decided to do, as you can see in the title of this video, is I want to get some Steelbook. So my rules for this was, technically I did buy every Steelbook, but there were some things that I didn't get, such as like the Xenoblade Chronicles special edition. That was the only way to get the Steelbook for Xenoblade Chronicles 3, or like same thing with Bayonetta 3 and even Xenoblade Chronicles 1. Like the regular Steelbook, you had to get like the Korean edition. It was like over $100 or $200, something crazy. So those I didn't get, but I pretty much got everything that stayed within the bounds of what I have physically, just because since I put so much emphasis on a physical collection, I know later down the line there may be things that differentiate your collection from other people. They look nice, of course, on the shelf, which I do plan to do at some point. And then, if I decide to sell it at some point, it's just another selling point to maybe add some more value to it. So if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, leave a like on this video, and let's get into it right after this. So let's get into the first Steelbook, and the first one is going to be for a game that I have said multiple times I am not that big of a fan of, and that is Pokemon Violet. Now again, when it came to a lot of these Pokemon games, they had some like double packs for Sword and Shield and even Scarlet and Violet, but if I don't own, both of them, then there's no point in me getting a double pack. I just thought it was a waste of money. And, surprisingly, the main price for these, like the reason they cost whatever they cost, a lot of them are like between, 18 to 25, 30, maybe even $40. But the real cost is because a lot of these are like from overseas. Like in America, we don't really get Steelbooks unless it comes part of like a special collection or something like that, which I don't know. I feel like they should change that. I feel like Americans are big on collecting too. I don't know. Most of these come out in like South Asia and everything like that. So you gotta pay for like import and tax and tariffs and all that kind of stuff. So that kind of brings up the price a little bit. But first one, we got Pokemon Violet. Next up is probably my favorite one in the entire collection, and that is this Link's Awakening like Game Boy. Like it looks like the original Game Boy release, and this one's super dope. The buttons are like imprinted in, so you can kind of like press it. It has the little grooves. See that Game Boy like start screen in that original green color, and then you can see on the back, it says that 1989. It even has the battery and stuff like that. Even the battery pack, like it has like grooves on it, and you got that like fake cartridge on the back. Now this one, originally I made a mistake in buying it from someone with Canada, and I wasn't sure if these were real or not. So this kind of got me in my research with a lot of these things coming from South Asia and things like that, because a lot of people were selling it for like $25 from China, and I was like, I don't know if these are replicas or not. And someone else was selling it for like 80, and I was an idiot and bought it, and then ended up returning it, and I was just like, no, I'm not paying $80. But everyone kind of said most of these came out, in South Asia or China, so they are legit. So I ended up getting this for like 25 bucks, which was a lot better than 80. I don't know. I know I like Zelda, but not enough to spend $80 on that Steelbook. Then after that, we have Persona 5 Royal. And now this, you're going to see kind of a theme when it comes to this collection. Most of these are JRPGs, or just games that I really like. So Persona 5 Royal, unfortunately, it's not that unique. Like the original case kind of looks exactly like the slip case, and then you see the Steelbook is even the same as that. Like it's got this cool little design on the back, but pretty much the front and then the slip case and then the regular case that it comes with for Switch it's all the same. So I'm pretty sure it's the same on PlayStation, but you got that cool like gold Persona 5 Royal, and like I said, it's just something to kind of have like unique in the collection, especially with JRPGs. We know on Switch, having the full game on cartridge, it's goes up in value over time. So I think having a Steelbook is definitely going to add to that. Next up, we have Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And now I know I did mention most of these only came out with like a, you had to get the collector's edition or whatever. Luckily I was able to find this one sold separately, and it did come with the game. I put the game away in my other case for my games. It was a little dinged up. You see a little like scratches and stuff like that, but I got this for $100, which I thought wasn't bad because most people were selling the Steelbook loose for like $65-$70, and then this came with the game as well, which costs around like $35-$40. So I thought getting it together was well worth the price. And this, honestly, like just looking at the front, like this is probably the best Steelbook that I got out of the entire collection. Either this or the one that I'm about to show you next is probably the best ones I picked. And speaking of the best ones, we got The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Now this by far is just one of the coolest. I mean, obviously I'm biased because it's Zelda, but this is one of the coolest Steelbooks that I've seen. So the back, you got the front with him. I think there's an amiibo of Link doing this pose, and you just got, everybody. You got, forget his name, Grease, something like that. You got Zelda there, you got Fee, you got Impa, and yeah, it's just a dope cover. Again, surprised how not that expensive these are. I think this one was like 30, maybe 35. Now unfortunately I went back and forth thinking like, okay, am I going to buy it? Because I didn't have Skyward Sword physically. I had it digitally because I originally bought it physically. I did a pre-order. It came with like some Master Sword keychain and stuff like that, and some socks or whatever, and then I went to Walmart and they didn't have it, and I couldn't return it. The SKU didn't exist. It was some weird stuff, and I never played Skyward Sword on the Wii, and I got thirsty. I ended up buying it digitally, so I ended up buying the physical version right after I bought this, even though I beat the game already. It is what it is. It was like 30, 35 each, so you're looking at $70 for the Steelbook and the game, so I'm not mad at it. Next up, we have a game that I'm going to be playing very soon, and that is Final Fantasy VII Reunion Crisis Core. And now the reason I got this Steelbook is because, again, JRPG, but with Rebirth coming out and me playing Remake last year, I did want to play the prequel before I play Rebirth, and of course finish the trilogy when that does come out. Technically they should, I know this is like came out on the PSP, but technically they shouldn't call it a trilogy, because this is it has that re in the beginning, Reunion, Remake, Rebirth, so it's technically part of that trilogy. But I thought this was really dope, unique cover and Steelbook. One thing I like is when the Steelbook is very different than the regular cover. Now I have the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Steelbook as well, but that came in a collector's edition and all that kind of stuff. So that is, another unique one. So I like when they do stuff like this, but definitely needed to pick this up to go along with the rest of the collection. Then next up, we have the Legends Arceus Steelbook, and now this one's pretty cool. Again, it's pretty much the same as the as the regular cover. It doesn't have the words on it, and it's kind of like split. So normally what was on the cover, it's like split across the front and the back, which again is pretty cool. Legends Arceus, I liked it when I was playing it, but again I kind of fell back into that like, am I really into Pokemon anymore kind of thing. So I do want to get back into it, but I thought this was a good pickup to have, especially Pokemon games value goes up over time, so definitely need to get the Steelbook to go along with it. And then the last Pokemon Steelbook we have is for Pokemon Sword. So every game on Switch that I have, every Pokemon game that I have on Switch, I did go ahead and grab the Steelbook for. So you got this just shows you how much I haven't played the game. I don't even know the name of this legendary, but you have that guy on the front, and again it looks just like the regular Switch cover. So I would like Pokemon to spend a little more time. We know they're not going to, because it's going to sell either way, but spend a little more time with these Steelbooks. Like, people are buying them. I feel like because they are kind of cheap or so in abundance over where they were released at, they don't spend that much time on how they want to do it. So it is what it is. Still cool Steelbook to have. All right, next up Remember I said I was mostly doing JRPGs and then games I really like. And once you see that flame logo right there, you already know. That's right. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. Nothing on the back, but on the front you got that undeniable symbol right there. And then, like I said, just plain on the back, just black. But that's all you need. This really stood out to me. And to be honest, you know, outside, like I said, JRPGs and Zelda and stuff like that, this I wanted to have. And then I did buy the Mario Kart Steelbook. Was pretty cool. It was like all red with Mario on the front with like a trophy or whatever. And it was cool. But then I was like, I don't really care about Mario Kart that much. Like, I didn't want to just spend all this money on Steelbook because, like I said, they're not that expensive on their own, but when you buy a bunch of them at one time like this, it adds up. And I'm just like, I didn't care that much for Mario Kart to then spend money on it and then have it as cool as it was, because it would just be just to have it. And I don't know, you know, I don't know. I'm trying to practice some more discernment with what I actually buy and not just getting stuff just to complete a set and stuff like that. Same thing with Luigi's Mansion 3. It was a cool Steelbook and it had like, it was like glow in the dark or whatever, but it was like over $100. I'm like, I do not care about Luigi's Mansion that much, and I don't want it just to add to, like, at that point, whatever you sell the game for is, you're just gonna break even based on, you know, how much you spend on the Steelbook and everything, you know, even 20 years from now. So I just was like, I'll let that go. Same thing with Metroid Dread. It wasn't worth it. Like $45 for Steelbook, no thank you. But next up, speaking of JRPGs that I'm playing, we have Octopath Traveler 2. And now I know a lot of people are getting into this series. I'm mad I never played the original back when it was on Game Pass, and then the physical edition for Switch went up to like, you can't even find it anywhere for like less than $80. But I am playing through the second one. You see they put the logo on the back, and then on the front you have, you know, everybody around the campfire. So pretty cool. I also like that they actually put the title on the side. A lot of these Steelbooks don't do this for some reason. I don't know why, but this was pretty cool. And of course, like I said, it's different than the actual cover. So gotta appreciate that they were willing to put the time in to do that. I feel like that's a JRPG thing. Well, no, I can't even say that because Persona didn't do it. So I don't know. It's a case by case basis, I guess. And then last up, and kind of least up because it's not that exciting, we got Shin Megami Tensei 5, which just like Persona came with, you know, Atlas does these, you know, even says Steelbook edition, these like slip cases, which is, you know, kind of blank on the front. And then it has, you know, the cover, which again is the same as the regular Switch case. If you have the regular physical edition, you see this exact same thing. So pretty cool still to have. You know, I do like this slipcase, the fact that it's like see-through, but it still has like the logos and things like that, so that it, you know, kind of looks like it's on the original box. This is how everything's written across, so that's pretty cool to see. So yeah, had to get this one, of course, to go along with the rest of the JRPGs. And that pretty much does it, guys. You've seen the whole collection. Got it right here. Nice fat stack of Steelbooks. You know, was this necessary? No, but I think everybody kind of has the things that they like to collect, you know, whether it's collector's editions, statues, figures, plushies, things like that. And I just want to have something that's a little different and also kind of adds value to the collection. I feel like in a few years, you know, these Steelbooks, as abundant as they were when they produced it, mass produced, they're going to be hard to find. They're going to be in landfills somewhere. People are just going to start hoarding them. Who knows? But at the entry point, I think if you want to get a few of these and you missed out, you can find them loose on eBay, and you know, they're not too expensive. So definitely look into it. But with all that being said, like I said, appreciate you guys. Leave a like on this video. If you have not already, please smash that subscribe button. We are on the way to 600 and then 1,000 subscribers, hopefully pretty soon. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.